everyone. Welcome to this installment of Look Forward, where we take a look at the people, places, things, and events that make Madison so beautiful. I am Rob Dees, and today we are joined by Kathy Sliter and Damon Butler of Whoopensocker. Give it up. How are you all doing?
We're great. Thank you, Rob. How are you?
I am just okay. You know, I gotta say, every time I hear the word Whoopensocker, it just reminds me of that Warren G song Regulators, because there's like a part where he goes like Regulators, and it reminds me like Whoopensocker. Yeah, just
it's not far off.
We accept.
Well, cool. So for people that may not know, can you just tell Madison a little bit about who you are and what Whoopensocker is?
Sure. Well, again, I'm Kathy Sliter. I'm an actor, a director, and a writer. I've done theater in many of the organizations in this area, and then in Chicago, New York, and I helped take a show to Lithuania once. So that's basically who I am. And then as far as working with Whoopensocker is concerned, I've been an actor with them for a couple of years now, an actor and an adapter of pieces. And then this would have been my first show directing for them that became a digital show. But Damon?
Hi, I work for Getty Images here in town, small office, but my passion for years has been theater. Like Kathy, I work with many of the local groups here in town, but over the last 4 to 5 years, I've latched on to Whoopensocker. I think the program is just wonderful. And so I'm both an actor for them, and I'm also a classroom teacher.
Cool. So can you maybe talk to us a little bit about your current project or something that you've done recently, and as well as the project that you have coming up?
Well, I think weirdly, we got really busy when the pandemic started, both with Whoopensocker and then a couple of other organizations. One of them being Voices Theater, which is organized by Megan Randolph, and she is the artistic director of Music Theater Madison. And that was I keep saying fundraiser, but that's not the word I want, for the Rape Crisis Center. And if you go to Voices Theater, you can find out what it is. And then another one is Rob Matsushita out of Minneapolis, who decided to try to do a streaming series to get actors to work digitally again, which was exciting to be able to try. And then of course it's the show that's coming up on the 2nd is the show that we would have been doing for Stevens Elementary live, except that the pandemic came down right when they were done with the writing segment and before we were going to do the performance part. So Whoopensocker decided to try to come up with a way to do that. And it was with us having a meeting after the pandemic started and the lockdown started, and Erica Halverson, who started Whoopensocker and who still runs it now, basically saying, what can we do about this? And some of us said, you know, we could do this digitally. This would be great. She says, could we do it digitally? Yes. And then she says, so who wants to pick that up? And then there's a pause and she says, Kathy, do you want to get that? And I said, yes, sure. I'm not technically oriented, but hey, we'll figure it out. So that's been the main thing that we worked on for about 6 weeks. Normally a show takes a week from the time we get the plays to the time we put on the show for the kids. It's 6 weeks this time because of just figuring it out, how it works, how to do it. How does iMovie work? What do you want to add to that? Anything?
Other than the Voices Ourselves work, I've been attached to Kathy's hip on these projects. So what's been occupying her time has been occupying my time as well. I think it's worth mentioning that Rob Matsushita lived here in Madison for many years, was a playwright for Broome Street Theater at the time, and is still writing plays and is still producing videos and is a good friend of ours. So I'm happy to promote his work too. And he's also got a lot of stuff coming out as the weeks go on. Yeah, Whoopensocker has been really the primary motivating factor keeping us going for the last couple of months, though. It's been nonstop Whoopensocker, and there are worse things to be nonstop.
Right. Cool, man. Well, first of all, big shout out Erica Halverson. I have to give a big shout out to Erica Halverson, definitely.
Everyone should. She's the mayor of Whoopensocker, Whoopensocker City. The kids call her the mayor.
Okay.
With good reason.
Okay. Cool. Well, speaking of inspiration, can you tell us about a person, a place, or a thing that is inspiring you right now?
Well, I mean, it's hard to get away from Whoopensocker itself when it comes to being inspired in this town. We work with a lot of really incredible kids in the school systems and kids from all different backgrounds. And so my mind keeps going back to that. But I think the thing that I will take separately out of that situation is Ace Hardware on Willie Street. The way that they picked up the ball and ran with it when the pandemic happened and everything went into lockdown, and they figured out how to do curbside really quickly. It's a family-owned business. It's tiny. The aisles are cramped. It's wood floors. But you go in there and you have a question before the pandemic, and they could answer it for you. And they usually knew everybody's name after a while. And now they, you can't go in there, but you call in your order. They bring it out. They're all in masks. They're not complaining. They're trying to make sure you've got everything you need. I'm so happy that they've managed to maintain, because I love to see the family businesses stay open. So I think that's one of my main ones, besides Whoopensocker.
Well, at the risk of being all Whoopensocker all the time, I'm going to stick there because at least as important as any of the performance artifacts we produce, whether it's in a school or online, is the educational component going into the classroom. And that's actually the most time-consuming and most laborious element of the program. And of course, without schools in session, how do you continue that programming? Well, the teachers for the schools that we're still scheduled to work with this spring, including like Lincoln Elementary, like they wanted more of the programming. And I really have to give a shout out to Amanda Farrar for trying to figure out how we can produce video content that that can still present the program and its educational and creative components that we always wanted to do. It's really challenging because so much of this program depends on direct interaction and face-to-face contact with the kids. So she has just been working nonstop at putting together programming for this, and she's going to be, if anybody is going to be responsible for making sure that Whoopensocker remains relevant for whether we can be president of school or not, it's Amanda Farrar. So shout out to her.
Cool. Well, big shout out to Amanda. Shout out to that whole Willie Street area, Halon Bay, St. Vinny's.
Yes.
Like, shout out to the whole East Side Willie Street area. Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, you got a half an hour and we can keep going with the list, but
Definitely. So can you tell people where they can find out about what you all do? Are there specific web pages or links that you want people to go ahead and tap into?
Well, one place you can go to is YouTube. Whoopensocker has a channel, and it's the channel is basically, it's just Whoopensocker, and that's how it sounds, WHOOPENSOCKER. And on there you will find short pieces. Erica has a segment of just describing what we're doing. And that's where the Stevens Elementary show will go after the second, and where you'll be able to see it then whenever you want to. And Facebook. In fact, the public showing of this Stevens Elementary show, digital show, is going to be on June 2nd via Facebook premiere. So that's going to be a live event, live stream, and we really encourage everybody to come along and join in the premiere. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see like the students commenting on their own work as it's going by. That's a lot of fun.
What else? Where else?
Rob Matsushita has his own, he's got 2 YouTube channels, one strictly for his Stay Home series that we mentioned earlier, but he's got his own channel of content as well. Would like to promote that.
Mm-hmm. And then also Voices Theater, which again has that fundraiser, the benefit that we did for the Rape Crisis Center on there, and you can still see it, and I believe you can still donate at this point as well. And it's voicestheater.com. Yes, voicestheater.com. Theater spelled THEATRE.
Fancy theater.
Fancy theater. So
Very fancy theater. If it ends with the well, cool. Kathy, Damon, I would like to thank you for joining us. That will wrap up this installment of Look Forward. If you would like to contact us or look on our website, look at lookforwardmadison.org. You can also go both to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Look Forward Madison and on Twitter at Look Forward MSN. Until next time, Madison,